Hello everyone, here at OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the Coolertron SMK D92. This is a mechanical ergonomic split keyboard. You can get it in a set of two, so the two parts combine together like this, and you're able to position it as you would want at an angle for optimal typing. It puts less strain on your wrist if you have the two parts pointing downwards, so that you don't have to cramp your wrist like this in a vertical position if you're typing for longer periods of time. Like most ergonomic keyboards on the market though, the price is a little bit high. You have to pay $173 for the Cherry MX Red Switch Edition, but compared to other mechanical keyboards such as the Kinesis, you can tell that the pricing is, I would say, fair. Ergonomic keyboards have always traditionally been quite expensive. It's a bit of a premium that you have to pay for the special design. However, the version of the Coolertron keyboard we're taking a look at today comes with only one of the two pairs. More specifically, you can get it for PUBG, and you can see all of the caps have been customized for some of the ammo, as well as the triggers for switching between different points of view and for movements. So you can get one of these if you're a gaming fan. You can customize it without having a full keyboard, since you're only going to be using certain controls. Furthermore, you can buy a second half if you want to for full typing experience. The price, of course, of only one half is a little cheaper. The version here costs $97, so not completely slashed in half, but slightly better, and it also has Cherry MX Red switches. You can also look at a few other switch options if you want a blue switch, which is a little bit louder. Red switch is more traditional for gaming mechanical keyboards, just because they are less noisy. So if you're gaming somewhere in a public environment, it doesn't distract others as much, and it has a faster response time. There's also other switches like black switches, and from other manufacturers, another red switch, which is a little cheaper if you want to save a few dollars. If you want to customize the ammo with a special kind of logo or symbol, depending on how you want to play the game, or you can just switch them out into kind of a regular layout altogether that doesn't have any of the gaming controls, just for typing alone. Quick look at the design of the gamepad first. It has 43 keys. It is a backlit keyboard. It has an orange glow, which we'll show you in a moment. And otherwise, it has N-key rollover, as well as a memory mode, so it can store all of the special commands on board without you having to worry about reinstalling things on each computer. So there's a built-in microcontroller or a small processor and memory inside that stores it on the keyboard. For instance, if you have a Windows machine, you can download an optional software and you can change what you want some of the keys to be mapped to. That can be useful if you want to use it for video editing and other tools that require special commands in a smaller keyboard. So for instance, maybe function 3 can be used to play pause a video, and then function F8 can be used to zoom in, zoom out, something like that. You can save it using the software, and when you unplug the keyboard and plug it into something new, it's going to remember whatever you saved last. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, it is made out of plastic, so construction quality is decent, but I would have preferred something like aluminum, especially since the cost, again, is pretty much $100 for this Cherry MX Red Edition. It does have a few LED lights on the side that will illuminate when caps lock and certain modes are pressed, and it has a few aluminum screw accents as well. On the left-hand edge, there's access to a micro USB port, and this is what it uses to plug into a computer, so micro USB to full-size USB, and to connect with a second controller for a split experience, it's using mini USB, so these two ports are not the same. On the back, you have access to 4 rubber feet that prevents it from sliding around, but something that we don't see on here is a stand, so it can pop up at an elevated angle. As far as the lighting is concerned, tapping on the Windows key is what turns on the backlight. It's actually an orange color, which is unique. I haven't seen that before, but you aren't able to change the lighting any further. You can't tweak the color. It's not RGB, and you also can't adjust the brightness. But under darker environments, it does remain pretty visible. So if we dim the lights here, you can tell that it casts a pretty interesting orange glow. And the lights on the side are white in terms of the color, and they are very bright as well. The two other lights down below here will flash if you are connected to a Windows computer and you're editing the software to tweak the mapping of the keys. It's actually going to blink rapidly. It is a plug-and-play keyboard, so you can even insert it to an Android tablet or a smartphone, as you can see here, and it's still going to be recognized without any problems, which is pretty cool. So it's, again, just plug and play if you have a USB Type-C adapter like we're showing here. When you're not gaming, the ammo buttons are acting as numbers. So even though they're not labeled here, I can tap on this and it basically types in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the numbers continue up here with 8, 9, and 0. So you can also use it for controlling and doing number calculations for things like accounting or word processing. That works just fine. We have function 1 to function 4. Here's an escape key as well. And then again, the QWERT, except it gets wider row by row. So on this row, it goes all the way up to H, and on this row, it goes all the way up to M down below here. So for each row that it goes down, it adds one more character. And as far as comfort and the typing experience is concerned, I would say I'm pretty satisfied. This is actually my first Cherry MX red switch keyboard. I've been much more accustomed to brown switches and blue switches in the past. Blue switches because they're the cheapest and most commonly found version on the market, and brown switches because they're the most silent that you can find for typing. But red switches, again, are more reserved for gaming keyboards, and overall I like the sensation quite a lot. It produces a little bit of noise, which gives you an audible sound to map with the physical action of pressing down. That can improve your accuracy, and at the same time, you don't have to press as hard as on a regular Island, Chiclet, or Membrane style keyboard because there are switches that are doing the work for you. You can tap very lightly and the entire button presses down, so it remains actually pretty powerful in that sense. Another thing that makes a split keyboard quite useful is if you want to travel and you're light on space, because you can basically put them in half, stack them on top of each other, and slide them more easily into a backpack instead of something that's really long. For demonstration purposes, I've loaded up PUBG Mobile on this tablet because I think this is actually a pretty nice use scenario, because again, on a tablet you don't have hardware keys or controls at all, so you're relying completely on the software keys, which don't feel very good and can slow down kind of your gaming experience if you always are panning around, moving, and trying to add more kills. So having something like this can, again, be much more efficient, plus it's still quite easy to transport. So now we can see that we can move around already using the arrow keys, and I can pan around without any problems, and I can even, let's say, access a sprinting motion by locking into this sprint, and from here you're able to continue running and also use pan around to move around a little bit faster. In the game, I can shift the perspective just by tapping on this point of view key, and that will put me basically in the place of my character, being able to look around a bit more freely. I can tap on this again to basically view it from behind the character, as you can see here. So this is actually mapped very well. I haven't done anything special in terms of trying to reprogram the controls after plugging it into this Android tablet. It's as is, and it's working just fine in the game here. And I can also do things like jump. You can see that works just fine. Include tilting at various angles and ducking left and right, also work without any problems. I can even go onto a full run just by tapping on this icon here, and that kind of stops the sprinting using just one command there. However, for some of the other specialized commands on the bottom, like the M key, for instance, explosion, first of all, I don't have those corresponding ammo right now in my backpack, but you can see that they might not be mapped 100% correctly. So if I tap on something like these keys up above here, they actually don't do anything at the moment. This is a pretty easy fix. You simply have to kind of remap the controls to this game. All you need to do is go to the Play Store or iOS store and then search up, game mapping or control mapping, and you'll find quite a few free options available. It's the same procedure that you'll do with a regular gaming controller, even designed for Android or iOS in the first place. And here's what the red switches sound like. And compared to a blue switch, which we have here, the blue switches are slightly crisper in the sound, they're louder, and they require a little bit more force to be pressed all the way down versus this. So that's more or less it as far as our hands-on quick review of the Cooler Tron gamepad, which again is actually a split mechanical keyboard. They do have a version of this gamepad that doesn't have the PUBG special caps printed onto the ones that they provide out of the box. That sells for $10 less. So if you can make do with one that basically has a regular layout that says QWERT and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's just the printing on the keycaps are more traditional, you can save yourself another $10. Or of course you can buy a set of 2 if you want the full typing experience. But this version here again is the one that's most catered towards gaming, in particular PUBG. And I have to say it's a pretty niche product, but can definitely improve the efficiency of your gaming experience. You can check out more details in the links down below, but for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been our hands-on review of the Cooler Tron SMK D92 gamepad, which again comes in 3 variants: the PUBG version you see here, the regular version that is meant for design work, and the one that comes in a pack of 2 as a regular typing split keyboard.